Okay, what does episode 5 hold for us? Let's see. Are we going to speed up a little bit? More than halfway through the season, so I'm hoping for something a little bit exciting here.
My great thumb.
Oh, got Gandalf talking now.
Snails.
Yeah.
I like that he's got the accent too. Obviously he would. You're hearing that for the first time, you pick up the accent. You absolutely would. That's really cool. That's a nice little touch.
The only trouble is there's 100 perils between here and there.
Perils?
Needs to make something dead.
I like that. You know, oh, nice view. Hello. I'm happy, right, if this little arc in the show is just isolated and it just has this, like, Gandalf becoming Gandalf, perhaps. Do you know what I mean? Like, preparing him for what he has to be when the Third Age comes, you know, when he's needed. I'm happy. I'm honestly happy for this to just be an isolated little arc that kind of has him becoming more what we know.
I'm peril. Fireflies.
Oh, there you go. And he realizes. That's interesting. I don't think at the time he knew that was even a big deal, that he killed the Fireflies, and now he is.
You're here to help.
Yeah, this like learning arc. You know, he has to learn everything. He has to learn language. He has to learn the meaning of things, the meaning of words, of power, of peril, of death. Really interesting.
I'm good.
Yes, you are.
Hey, go on, Pops. Give us a warbling.
My legs are so short and the way is so long. I've no
This is lovely.
comfort but song.
And I love that they're including things like this. I feel like song and poetry is such a big part of Tolkien's work. You know, I like that they've made space for that in this.
Last comes their answer.
Oh, he's one of them now.
Utter the sorrow.
Is he starting to wonder where he came from? Perhaps he's not really sure. Maybe that awareness is something he'll come into. Or someone later down the line is going to explain to him, maybe. Oh. Okay. Who are you? Who are you? Ah! Targaryen. Oh, I did see people speculating as to this person being Sauron. I really hope not, I will be honest with you. I don't feel like that's good casting for Sauron. Oh, hello. Yes, this guy. I love this guy. I love Adar.
Your arm, show it to me. How does it feel?
Like fire.
I wish you could feel like I do. Soon it will be gone.
Do you think... I wonder if he's not even aligned with Sauron. Do you think? I don't know. Because I'm wondering what his motivations are. And knowing that the Orcs, you know, were made from elves, right? They were elves. That's their ancestry. They've been twisted and changed, right? To the point that they can't experience what he's talking about and just standing in the sunlight and enjoying that feeling, right? It burns them. And I wonder whether that's part of his motivations of like, He sees the Orcs, and that's why he feels so akin to them and feels this feeling of gentleness and care for them. That would make sense to me, and perhaps that's the injustice that he feels with the world, or part of it, and that he's trying to change that, and everyone else just fights the Orcs, right?
I shall miss it.
Right, I shall miss it. Because obviously in Mordor, I guess, yeah, there's this overbearing fog or cloud, right? And I guess practically there's a reason for that. Oh, are they going to deliver the message, do you think?
In exchange for mercy, swear fealty to their commander.
Right. They're going to lose a lot of people, I feel here.
Who will stand with me and fight?
I want to say this is unwise that they're staying here, though. I'm like, get out. Seek help. Seek alliances. But then I do know that Numenor and Galadriel are coming. This guy, hello.
Stand and fight.
Nipple McGee. I can see why in their position some of them would. You know, at the end of the day, they're desperate. But damn. Hey, yeah, so it's like halved them. Sorry, the horse. Damn, guys, they've not left yet. You gotta hurry. Fair enough, it's a lot of people.
Not till I've done something worthy of Numenor.
And what is that? In your words.
Man, Elendil is actually such a bitch to Isildur, isn't he?
I'm asking for your help.
Wish I could provide it.
Why? Come on. Dude, reach out to your son right now. He's asking you to help, to talk.
Get me to the front of the line.
What are your qualifications?
Qualifications?
Do you belong to the Sea Guard?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair. Hey, Isildur's got to prove himself. Fair play.
While you were feigning fidelity to the traditions of this isle, these men were living them.
Okay, no, fine. Elendil's got a little bit of a point. But maybe if you just lessen your ire,
Something which
your
you evidently can.
harshness to Isildur. Jesus, dude. Maybe if you actually backed off a little bit and reached out a hand of help as a father, he would thrive.
And you made your choice.
Again, we keep seeing Isildur being pushed down again. We saw it last episode in a big way. Seeing it again now, I feel like so on his side because of that. I'm like, Okay, he's got to prove himself. He's got to get...
Why didn't he stop this?
He's loyal to her, rightly or...
Wrongly.
There are many who feel as you do. Not enough to sway him yet, but give him the right push.
Then it must be you.
Oh, interesting. So we're seeing the splitting Numenor now.
When I speak, his ears close up.
And it's interesting that it's from her mouth. What's Halbrand up to, I wonder? Oh, hello. There we are. Again, I'm just getting put more and more behind Isildur, and whatever he's going to go forward and do, I'm like, come on, boy, you got this, you know? And I feel like the show's manufactured that feeling in the audience, like, really well. Interesting. Someone said in my comments, I think last episode, they suspect Halbrand might be Sauron, and honestly I see it, I do see it. He's good with his words. He knows how to get a crowd on his side, get people on his side. He's a craftsman.
I'm certain your fellowship will prove just as invaluable once you make landfall.
Landfall.
Good. See Galadriel bowing to the Queen Regent. We wouldn't have seen that like a few episodes ago. Progress.
Never occurred to me you'd hand me over for a guild crest.
And he did.
I have just convinced Numenor to aid your people and place
Also
a crown
true.
upon your head. Many might assume you used me.
Nicely seen. Yeah, he's a really strong candidate for being Sauron. He ticks all the boxes, but then I'm like, well, perhaps we're being led that way. Maybe he's a red herring. Oh, great. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to see perhaps Gandalf's metal. By the way, I know we haven't been confirmed that it is Gandalf. I'm just going to call him Gandalf because why not? Hey, man, you only live once.
Take their wheels and leave them.
Man, they legit just take the wheels off. That's so harsh. Apparently, they don't just let them fall behind. They literally just cripple their carts. Wow. Well then. Oh, yikes. Gandalf, this is the time, mate. Jesus. Oh, interesting. So that's the design of the wargs that we are more familiar with, isn't it? From like Two Towers. Because I've seen people comparing like those wargs to the one that we got in the Southlands, but they look... Yeah, they're more similar to the ones we've seen. Interesting. So it wasn't a redesign. Yes! Oh god, he's strong. So pause. That's confirmation, I guess, that the warg in the Southlands in the pen with the elves with the Rondir wasn't a redesign. Perhaps it was just a different breed, or perhaps it was a warg that had been, I don't know, corrupted in some way. I mean, hey, I'm not defending the CGI. I think the CGI was still dog shit. But I like this. I like that there's differentiation between perhaps breeds or something. And they look better. Nice. Oh, buddy. Yes. There we go. Ow. Interesting. Are we perhaps seeing why Gandalf doesn't always use his power to that ostentatious effect, right? Because it's interesting. Pause. Something that I really like about The Lord of the Rings and the magic in The Lord of the Rings is that it's very subtle. You don't see like them flinging fireballs and all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's a strength. I think that's a really nice aspect of The Lord of the Rings. A nice aspect of Gandalf in the Third Age, for example. That Gandalf has this presence of strength, of power, of wisdom. But you don't see him often being like ostentatiously magical, which I like, you know. And I like that the magic in The Lord of the Rings is like speaking to animals, and it's almost subtler abilities of magic, I think. And perhaps we're seeing a little bit of why that is, right? I mean, okay, this is, I feel like a Gandalf that is untested, untrained, he doesn't know how to use it, so perhaps he's more inclined to hurt himself, which I also like, right? He's powerful, but he's not immediately competent, which I think are two very different things. So I wonder how much of that is because he's untrained, and how much of that is because he's got to be careful with how much power he uses when he's unused to it.
We will see who can score flesh.
Anyone that does, I will promote.
Nice.
Swordsmanship is about balance rather than strength. Fight with your feet, not your arms.
There you go, and we're seeing why she's such a good warrior. We're getting the ice troll in episode 1 explained, and why she could take it down so easily and the others just got decimated. Because she's, even within her own race, she's competent. She's a very good swordsperson. All of them, yes. Good. Nice. Oh, this is...
Keep moving.
Oh, spank him. Spank the boy. Okay, fine. I wish they would linger a little bit more and longer on the swordplay. Do you know what I mean? They do a little bit of swordplay, then they stop for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? Let's go back a second. Pause. Get my swordplay. Pause. Swordplay. Cut away. Swordplay. Pause. Do you know what I mean? That's the cadence. That's how it's going. I'm enjoying the swordplay, and I wish they would just have the swordplay a little bit longer before pausing or cutting away. I do feel like this scene is suffering for it, even though this is a perfectly good scene and I'm enjoying it for what's there. I feel like it could be better for that reason.
It's often easiest to outmaneuver them.
And we're getting some of the thought process, right, of fighting orcs, which I really like. Hello. Oh, it's Halbrand. Yeah, and he's competent with the sword, which makes me wonder, like that he's very easy. I feel like that's another little pause, another little tell. Just the way that he did that in that movement, it was very easy. He's clearly competent. So I'm like, right, I mean, maybe he's just killed the king. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Halbrand was this king. Maybe there was a version of Halbrand that was that, and maybe Sauron perhaps, do you know what I mean, killed him and took his form. I don't know. It's just interesting, isn't it? He was presented as this kind of bedraggled man on the ocean. It takes more than one man to beat back the orcs, but like if he was so competent with the sword, I don't know. I'm just getting more suspicious of him.
Never known a Smith's aide who could do that.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad that she's picked up on it.
It's not too late to stop this.
Yeah, see, she's not just a warrior though. She is clever. She is observant.
Sometimes the folly of youth is enough to make an old man weep.
Wow, Jesus. Okay, just back off, mate. Actually, Farazon. Gowd.
When all this is ended, elves will take orders from us.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So I wonder if he's already corrupted somehow.
Soon we will save the low men of Middle-earth, lift them up, and give them the king they've long awaited. A king who will be forever in our debt.
Right. Or perhaps he's just ambitious. Maybe that's going to undo him later on. Because clearly his ambition is to supplant the elves as kind of these leaders of the world. Ow. Is he going to heal himself? Here we go. Oh. Yeah, this is a Gandalf that's being less careful with his magic. But it makes sense because he's new. He's not careful. He's not learned. He's not wise. He's Gandalf without... Oh, God. He's Gandalf without the knowledge and the wisdom that we know him to have later on, which is a dangerous thing. He is a powerful being, and I think that's why we're seeing so much overt magic, because he's not keeping that close to his chest. He's not being careful with his power, which I think is such a nice aspect of Gandalf later on. Kind of what makes him who he is to a certain extent. Are the trees going to talk to him?
Hazard and Noldor.
Oh, I like that set dressing. I love this set.
To what do you credit this new invigoration?
I might task the same of Linden.
Yeah, throw it right back at
Chipping
him.
off its warriors, expanding its cities.
Get him.
It's sudden for elves, no? Typically takes you people weeks just to decide to take a
If I may.
I love Dude. I do like him.
I would think our dwarven friend far too stout of heart to be offended by an honest inquiry.
Was it?
I have an honest inquiry for you.
His gaze being like, was it honest?
Where did you procure the table?
Oh, okay. What an interesting question. Tittle my tattle, Darren. What is it?
We consider each to be a precious gift.
Okay.
We reserve its use for the most sacred purposes.
Interesting.
We shall have to send it home with you, so it can be treated with the proper respect.
Nice.
It's good to know there's still some honor left among the elves.
Yeah. What is it simmering under the surface here?
I wonder, High King, if it is in fact you who has been lying to me.
Nice. Good. Yeah, Elrond's perceptive. He saw that.
Over a tree, within which some claim was hidden the last of the lost Silmarils.
Okay.
On one side fought an elven warrior.
Oh, hello.
Poured all his light into the tree to protect it. On the other, a Balrog of Morgoth.
Oh, hello.
All his hatred into the tree to destroy it.
Oh, what an image.
And the tree.
Oh, what a beautiful image.
Forging of their conflict.
Wrong and unyielding as evil. They say it seeped down the roots into the mountain depths where for centuries now it has waited.
Interesting. Okay. What a cool...
Then you admit the dwarves did find it. The ore containing the light of the lost Silmaril.
Oh, is that what Mithril is? That's so cool. That is so cool.
Keeping your promise to his people meant ensuring the doom of your own.
Oh, Gilgalad, you gotta just chill out, buddy. You've just had a nice meal and some wine. How are you not mellow? Yeah, that's so cool. And I like the value that gives to Mithril. For myself, speaking for myself, I thought Mithril was valuable, absolutely. I guess in my head, it wasn't as valuable as he just made it out to be. And now it holds this new weight in my head. Is it rotting?
We might arrest the decay.
Oh, good, we did see.
Our decline has only quickened.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
But an outer manifestation of an inner reality. That the light of the Eldar, our light, is fading.
Yeah, because we saw the leaf in like the first episode, I think, and I completely forgot, I'll be honest with you.
Did the dwarves find the ore or not?
Come on, Elrond, you can't. You promised on the mountain, buddy.
I swore an oath.
I like that he's not, like, fully lying. He's just been like, I swore this oath, I can't tell you.
But in my esteem, it is by such things our very souls are bound.
What a pure heart.
I intend to let mine slip away on the basis of mere hope.
Hope is never mere, even when it is meager. All other senses sleep. The eye of hope is first to awaken, last.
I think the dialogue in this scene is so strong, you know. Like this back and forth, and them trying, you feel them both trying to persuade the other, you know, and it's like Elrond comes back with this, and you're like, yeah, exactly, and you're on Elrond's side, and then Gil-galad comes back with this thing, and it's like, yeah, but hope is never meager, and all this stuff, and it's like, yeah, he's right too. And I just feel like the back and forth is really compelling. Everyone's got to go to Durin now, and appeal to Durin, perhaps.
I've known you 15 years. You really think I don't know what you've come here to say?
It's actually 16.
You're only apologising because you think, now that I've been promoted, I can get you on the expedition.
He's right.
What will it take to make this right? Fine, you get a free hit. Where's one hit? 3. 2. Actually...
Oh, men are so simple, aren't we? Hey, we've all been there.
You're my oldest friend, but if you want to know the truth, you're probably still my best. But answer my please. I can't in good conscience state my name recommending you.
This is a surprising little... This dynamic is really interesting. I like it. I didn't expect to care so much about like these three and Isildur's little arc here. Do you know what I mean? I kind of felt like if this arc kicked in, it was going to be from Isildur's point of view, but they brought it nicely. Like they've made this guy the lieutenant, for example, right? He has power, he has station, and we have seen a little bit of an arc from this guy, even though I still don't know his name. I'm sorry. Hang on. Valandil. Okay, there we go. Amazon. Thanks, mate. But I think they're doing it really well. They're setting up these as a trio and their bond really well.
Different this time. One day I hope it will be.
Yeah.
One day, I hope you find something that you would be willing to sacrifice anything for.
Okay, well, that was... Don't hit me like that, show, okay? Oh, is he going to sabotage something? Not even sabotage, just destroy. Oh, Isildur? Yeah, I mean, fair. No options at this point. Oh, please don't get Isildur blamed for this. Oh, are they going to see Isildur, like, crawl onto the docks? Please no. Well, he saved the guy. Good. That might get him a little bit of favour. Isildur, be honest.
He was in a fishing boat. A cast must have gone up. He saved my life.
Nice. Good. Solidarity. I like... Okay, I'm fine with this. This is good. This is good. Maybe Isildur's proved himself to his dad now. Good. Nice. Okay, these boys are bonded a little bit. Well, no. Okay, fine. The little wall piece behind with the candles. That looks so cool.
We'll reconvene at first light to make a final decision.
Oh dear. Oh dear. We are really pushing back this journey, this trip. I thought end of last episode we were going. But I like it. I do like it to a certain extent because I like that we're exploring the division within Numenor. I feel like that's really important, and we're seeing a little bit more of that, right? We're seeing a little bit more dissent in Numenor, which I do kind of want to dig into that a little bit more. Play.
Mithril. I have tested it. Nothing diminishes its light. If we can secure vast quantities of it quickly, enough to saturate every last elf in the light of the Valar once more.
I feel like you're plugging a hole with a wad of paper. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let's just clad ourselves in this light of the Valar and we'll be fine. I feel like do you know what I mean? It's like, rather than go from within and work on the things within, it's trying to sheathe yourself in a shell of lightness. It's like, really?
Break an oath.
Yeah. And I feel like going against the dwarves right now would be horrible. And it's going counter to what you're trying to achieve for yourselves. Pause. I feel like what we're seeing, right? This decay from within, or whatever it is. I really honestly think it is at this point because the elves are like, the fight's over, peace reigns, you know, the enemy's dealt with, and they're not helping against this enemy in the south, right? They're not, or if they're not helping, they're not aware of it, right? Because I don't think they are. I think Galadriel was aware of it and was fighting for the cause and fighting for that cause, but they were like, no, go take the boat. And to be fair, actually, we're forgetting, these guys are assuming that Galadriel went into the Grey Havens, right? It's easy to forget that they're not aware that she's still around. But I think that's what it is, right? We're seeing that I think they're growing in disfavor with the Valar because they're not lending their hand in this fight. You know, they're turning away Galadriel's warnings. They're turning away Galadriel. And I think that's what's causing this at the end of the day. And that's what they need to fix. And, you know, sowing discord and breaking an allegiance with the dwarves is only going to further diminish them. Play.
You don't know what I did.
Tell me.
Before I ended up on that raft.
Okay, let's see.
You don't know how I survived.
Oh dear.
Now we all survived. And when these people discover it, they will cast me out.
Come clean.
Sometimes to find the light, they must first touch the darkness.
Huh.
Is that enough for you?
So this is about vengeance.
Interesting camera angles. Interesting cinematography. Very intense. Very focused on their faces. I think it serves to draw you in as the audience, right? You're fully focused on both of their faces, and it's back and forth. It's quick. The pacing is quick, back and forth between them.
So this is about vengeance.
One cannot satisfy thirst by drinking seawater.
Then what is it? Why do you keep fighting?
Yeah, interesting. Good question. Because we assume that it's vengeance. This vengeance driving her.
Why do you keep
now we're gonna find out.
fighting?
Because I cannot stop.
Right, okay, interesting. And she's upset by that, she's hurt by that, she doesn't know why, but she can't.
The company I led mutinied against me.
Yeah, right, and you can see that by how it affects her. She's crying, she's upset by it.
Conspired with the king to exile me.
Yeah.
And each of them acted as they did, because I believed they could no longer distinguish me from the evil I was fighting.
There you go. And she knows that. She knows that there's that division, in the minds of her men in that first episode. And she sees how they saw her and what she was doing and the path that she was on. But she couldn't stop because she had to finish this fight. She had to find Sauron. She had to find the Orcs. She had to do all this stuff. And that's, her prime motivation. It's determined what she's been doing in Numenor as well, and trying to get this alliance and trying to get them to go back and fight that fight and help her. It's interesting all that time. She's not stupid. She has shown that. In the episodes previous to this as well, but it just shows you in this moment here that she's not stupid. She saw all that. She had that awareness. She had the self-awareness to know that. I think that's very prevalent. I think any being with emotion, you can be this conflicted vessel, and we see that in Galadriel, right? You know what the right decision is. You sometimes can't always make that right decision because of how you feel. I think that's very I'm trying to avoid saying the word human, but it's the phrase that we use because we are human. At the end of the day, that's a phrase that we use to denote us as beings being controlled by these emotions, which we also know that the elves have. So while I say it's very human, it also does apply to Galadriel, but it gives a lot of depth to her character.
No lasting peace in any path, that which lies across the sea.
Lasting peace. She wants peace. And to her, that's what peace is right now. For herself, for everyone else, is to destroy this enemy. And we can debate all day how healthy that is. I don't think it necessarily is. I don't think it's even necessarily the right way to achieve that peace.
I pledge my undying service to you.
It's a little comment, pause, but I'm going to mention it. I do really hate how the bad guy, the grubby, the lowered version of men, they always have a northern accent. By the way, why am I saying that? I'm northern. This isn't my natural accent. It is now, but this isn't. Like, his accent is how people spoke where I am from, and it's always the way. It's always this thing of like the manservants in like Downton are northern, and that's how it used to be, right? There's this class divide in England between the north and the south, and the north are seen as still today in this country there is still that divide. This is broad strokes, but it does still happen. I have friends who are from the north or have a distinctly northern accent, or at least an accent that isn't southern, right? People that don't speak properly, but people that I know that speak like this have been to the south, and you will get like an old person coming up to you and they will say like really classist stuff to you, like really derogatory, really condescending stuff. Anyway, I digress. It's a big conversation that we could have, but let's not get too sidetracked. My point is that in media we do perpetuate this idea that people with northern accents are the grubby, the downtrodden, the lower class, the this, that, and it's like, come on, seriously. I draw attention to it because you see it all the time in media, and I think if you're not northern, you don't necessarily always see it. Yeah, it's annoying. You know what I mean? Like in these fantasy shows where you can do anything but have anyone. And I like that Halbrand has that as well to his accent. He has a little bit of a northern tint, a little bit of a northern edge to his accent, and he's not necessarily that. I get that, but I don't know. It's something I see a lot, and it's a little thing. It's a nitpick. It is a nitpick, but I think it is relevant, and it's annoying. It's disappointing when I see that, because it is kind of given into the trope. It is kind of given into this stereotypical class divide that we have in this country, which is really annoying to me.
I pledge my loyalty to Sauron.
Oh, are we going to find out that Adar isn't with Sauron now? Maybe his allegiance is to the Orcs, for the reason that I was maybe speculating about earlier. And maybe he's actually against Sauron. That would be interesting. Perhaps Sauron comes in, and that's why Sauron's not here.
You are Sauron, are you not?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sauron perhaps comes in later on and takes over. Gets rid of Adar.
I'll serve you then. Only blood can bind.
Oh. Well, he's going to do it. Obviously, he's going to do it. Yeah, I think that's confirmation that Adar isn't aligned with Sauron, which is very interesting. But it was something that I was starting to suspect. Again, comes back to this thing. I think he's one of the most intriguing characters, Adar.
Don't be so afraid of the string.
Yes. This bond. I like this bond.
All my life your kind has watched us, counting every whisper. We're all about to be buried in this tower, so why be buried with us?
Yeah, good question.
Because in counting the whispers and the knives,
yeah,
I've come to know the voices and the hands of those behind them.
Good.
Half of us just left.
Yeah, and half of you stayed.
But half stayed.
Bang. Yeah, exactly. I love this. I love this little bond.
So lift your aim.
Yeah. That was nicely done. I like this as well because, like, you understand Theo's perspective as well. This idea that the elves are just there judging you because of your ancestry. Oh, okay. Ooh, that little glimpse of, I feel like that evokes a lot of Mordor there. Do you know what I mean? Like pre-Mordor. You can kind of see Mordor in that little shot then, I feel.
There must be another way.
Name it.
Go. Leave. Why would you stay? Seek the elves. Isn't that the point? Isn't that why Arondir got out?
And when they march upon us, this tower will fall.
Collapse the tower on them? Okay. I do wonder why Arondir hasn't sought the help of the elves, right? But I guess, you know, maybe there just wasn't time. Oh, good. Oh, God, careful.
You made it up, didn't you?
This has been wanting a new table for years.
Okay, fair. Respect.
So why don't you come out with it? Oh, always beard. Enough with the quails. Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
Yeah, just be honest with him and say why you're torn. Durin will come at you with the fair mind.
I did not come to Khazad-dûm for friendship, but ambition.
No, you didn't. Come on, no.
I
Be
did
honest,
not
the
know
full
it.
truth. Okay, good.
But I came for Mithril.
Why?
Without it, my kind must either abandon these shores by spring or perish.
Perish?
Yeah, see, Durin's fair, and he cares about you, dude.
Our immortal souls will dwindle.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy. I mean, I really need you to stress, Elrond, that you didn't know. What are you thinking? What are you thinking, mate?
Whose hands?
As much as Adar's one of the most intriguing characters, Durin's probably one of my favourites, I think.
Fetch your feathery shirts. Let's start walking. Don't thank me yet. Thank me after we find a way to convince my father.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Under one condition. Tell Disa the tables from me.
Wish you luck, Elf.
Oh, I love this. This is one of my favourite little bits about this show. Elrond and Durin. Every time they're on the screen together, I'm like laughing and having a good time, you know.
The Queen Regent summons you.
He's so interesting. And this like, little playing around of like, is he Sauron, isn't he? Is very intriguing. Okay, whoa. Nice. Ooh, very Aragorn. Ooh, I love their armor. And it's nice as well because it is clean, very pristine. But it makes sense because they've not been tested. They've not seen war. They've not seen fighting. And I wonder how this resplendent image is going to perhaps change later on. There he is. Earned his place.
Look, his father secured him a post. Again, earn mine. Same as you.
Well, not the same. There we go. Finally seeing her in this armor. Nice. I like how this is juxtaposed against the first time the men on the boat saw her and how they were like, oh God. And now they're like, wow. An elf in all her glory. I like that. I like that change as well. And how they've got there. And how it feels earned. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Now they're going. Good. Only took another episode. Yeah, let's not forget Eminem Sauron, by the way. The person tracking Gandalf. That's interesting. I don't honestly know what that could be. What's your best guess? I'm curious. It's interesting. Some good stuff this episode. I think, you know, the stuff with Adar, I think we have hard confirmation, at least for me. I feel like that he's not, well, obviously that he's not Sauron. I kind of assumed he wasn't, you know, from a couple of episodes ago or whenever it was. But I think more importantly that he's not aligned with Sauron. I think that's super interesting. And I think, you know, yeah, I would double down a little bit. And I could be wrong about this thing of, you know, this compassion, this empathy, this kinship with the Orcs. Maybe goes back to their origins, and that they were elves, and that they were corrupted and hard done by, and perhaps that's why he might be against Sauron, because Sauron, Morgoth are the ones responsible for that, and perhaps that's where his motivations are coming from, and that's maybe what he was talking about to Arondir, in that, you know, things are such that they are, that everything's wrong and it needs to be remade, and even the elves are forgotten, you know, and like at the end of the day, the elves fight the orcs. They don't try to help them, right? They don't see them as part of their own, they see them as the enemy, which is completely understandable as well. But I like that about Adar, because it makes his character and his version of evil or antagonism understandable and a bit grayer, which I think always makes a better villain. So that's interesting, and I like that Adar is being held up as this antagonist, at least for season 1. Anyway, enough from me. If you enjoyed this video, try this video right here. Click the sub button as well. It's all free, and I'd love you for it. Don't hold me to that. I don't know what you stand for. Thank you as always to my patrons, and thank you to everyone else. I will see you next time.